Hi guys, if you were not in math class Thursday, October 1st or Friday, October 2nd, then you missed a Desmos activity that we did. I'm going to show you where you can find it and we'll do 4 examples together, okay? And then the rest is for you to submit on your own and it will be for a grade, okay? So if you go to your Google Classroom for math, right, click on classwork. It is posted under week 7. Okay, it is the one that is titled with today's date, which is either 10-1 or 10-2. The title's the same, functions and words to equations. If you click on that, click on the Desmos link, it will take you directly to Desmos. Okay, you type your name and hit go. If it asks you to sign in with Google, go ahead and click that and put your school email and password. Okay. Okay, so once you are in it, we are working on function or not a function, right? And we are also working on, there's 2 slides that talk about writing equations from word problems. Okay, our main focus though is whether our representation is a function or not a function. Okay, so we're not going to do slide 1 or 2 together. We're going to go to slide number 3 first. That's the example we're going to do together. Okay, so on this one here, right, the way we determine whether it's a function or not a function, right, is by looking at the left-hand side of my diagram, okay? So if I look at the left, those are my x values, okay? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different x's, okay? You need to go x by x and ask yourself how many lines are pointing away, right? How many lines are pointing away from the x, right? So if I look at 1, there's only 1 line. If I look at 3, 1 line. 5, 1 line. 9, 1 line. 25, 1 line, right? All of my numbers only have 1 line. That means there are no repeats. Remember, no repeats mean that yes, it is a function. So yes, because x does not repeat, or you can say that x only has 1 line, right, from each of them. Something along those lines that let me know you understand what we're working on, okay? So now you can go back and you can finish slide number 1 and 2. Okay, you can pause the video, go do those 2, then we're going to move on to slide number 6. So we're skipping over 4, 5, we're going to do slide 6 together. Okay, so this representation is a table, right? There's an X and a Y. This one is horizontal because it's laying down sideways, right? Tables are the ones that I only have to look at the X's, whether they're on the left or the top, right? I only care about these numbers right here. These Y's do not affect whether we have a function or not a function, okay? So because all of my X's are different, there are no repeats, right? No repeats mean yes, it's a function, okay? So X does not repeat, and that'll work for me. All X's are different. Okay, something along those lines that tell me you know that X is not repeating. Okay, you can pause the video, go back and do slide number 4 and 5. And then we're moving on to slide number 9. Okay, if we look at slide 9, we have a graph. This is where we have to perform the vertical line test. On Desmos, there's a cool feature. Next to the pencil, if you click this, that is the line button, right? You can draw vertical lines on your graph to help you check if it passes the vertical line test, right? You can draw more than one. Okay, when we draw more than one, we want to count how many times my red line that's already on there, right, touches the vertical lines that I drew, right? So this line, we look at each line separately. So on this line, my red line only touches one time. Okay, move to my next one. This one only touches one time. This one only touches or meets once. Same thing here. So no matter where I drew that vertical line, it passed the vertical line test, right? So that means that yes, this one is a function because none of the x's are repeating, right? So yes, it's a function. None of the x's are repeating. Or you can say that it passes the vertical line test, VLT. Vertical line test, just so you understand what VLT means. Okay, so you can pause the video, go back and do slides 7 and 8. We are moving to slide 12. Okay, so now we have ordered pairs as our representation. We've got a list of ordered pairs, right? Label them. Remember, it's X, Y, right? I'm only going to label the X because that's the only number that I care about. Okay? You can circle it if you'd rather, right? Whichever way is easiest for you to only look at those numbers, right? If you have to, cross out the Y so you don't confuse yourself by having so many extra numbers on there, right? Numbers that don't matter to me about function, right? So if I look at those x's, I have 8, 3, 9, and -2, right? All of those x's are different. None of those x's are the same. So that means, yes, I have a function. X does not repeat. Okay, you can pause your video and go do slide number 10 and 11. Those are ordered pairs. The last two slides, 13 and 14, you are working on writing equations from word problems, okay? So remember, we have to identify the slope word first, okay? Then we circle the slope number. So that's the number that's closest to the x you drew. Then we box the intercept, right? So that helps me set up my equation. The slope number has to be with the letter x, okay? Make sure once you're done with those 14 that you go into your Google Classroom and hit submit, okay?